Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Natty.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Trackside with Kokpit, Kinser and Books. The show proudly brought to you by GARAGE16. And don't be fooled, it's just gone 7:30, but we're a day early. We are a Tuesday. Booker, my friend, nicely clean shaven.
Yeah.
Have you gone and what are you gone and done, mate? You gone and what are you going?
I thought I'd better have a bit of a clean up, make myself look respectable for a couple of minutes anyway, mate. And so yeah, it took a while. It was like it's like having to get a bloody gardening contractor in to get rid of all that shit. It was getting ready for summer, mate. You see, get that winter cloak off and get ready for summer and Speedway. You know, got to be
exactly.
Streamlined.
Oh, you're on it. How you been anyway, mate? How you been?
I'm doing very well, mate. I'm doing very well. Yourself, no, but kids, we should be talking to you, checking that you're okay. You know, you're home alone now, are you, or what? Or
yeah.
Well, you're getting excited. You're about to head over to Seas, and I don't know how the Pyro Council's going to handle you not being there, mate, making all those $1 million decisions.
Oh, well, I've got a big meeting tomorrow. That's another day. But today I've been at sports camp with the grandson. Mate, I don't know how kids do it for a full 5-day week, 12-hour days playing sports non-stop. But like you said, yeah, the wife's at Auckland International Airport and the plane ready to head off to America. And in a few days, she'll be on the Harley riding Route 66 for 3.5 weeks. And like you said, the 20th of September, I fly out. We go to Hawaii with the family and meet up with her and her sister. And yeah, go do some surfing and hopefully bring back a bit of a tan.
Bring back some surfing. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
I tell you, mate, it's, I suppose before we forget, I suppose we should wish old Harley Rob a birthday wish as well today. It's his birthday today for Harley. So many wishes, Harley Rob, but he's probably out on the piss instead of watching us, that's for sure. But yeah, mate, so wish him a happy birthday and yeah, all the best for it. But there's other exciting news in the world of sports, I suppose, for motorsport in New Zealand is Shane van Gisbergen's now got a cup drive for next season. So that's pretty exciting to see how he'll peg it against those guys. Because I mean, the guy's a talented driver, Kins, but is he really ready yet for those ovals? I mean, he's getting there, but I don't know. He might get, they might knock him around a bit next season, eh?
Oh, definitely. Look, he showed them what he can do out there on the road circuit. That was a given because he was some arse in the V8 supercars over the recent years just gone. And it's that oval stuff, you know, it can be touch and go. And you take a look at the recent Daytona with the big pileup as well and some of the incidents that happened there. But yeah, it's a tough game on those ovals. And those Yanks will push them.
Yeah.
They'll push them right to the edge. And they don't want to see a Kiwi come over and dominate, you know, because they've had it in the Indy cars. When you take a look at the likes of Scotty Dixon, look at Scott McLaughlin at the moment, some of the other Kiwis that have been dominating around the world of motorsport. But yeah, Shane will be up to it. He's a talent. He's no slouch, and he'll give as good as he gets, you know. So
yeah.
But yeah, good on him, good contract, and we can only wish him the best and see how he goes. But yeah, it's the ovals that's going to be the telling point, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just watch the space, I'd say, mate.
Yeah, well, and then we see you say Scott Dixon, mate. I mean, Scott Dixon, he crashed out on the weekend as well and he was one of the top leaders for the series up there. So I don't know how bad that's going to affect him for his another series win or charge that he's had so many over the old Dixon. But yeah, but we'll move on. I suppose that's quite exciting news for around the world with our. Excuse me, there's quite a few Kiwi stars out there doing it now at the moment, you know, which makes us quite proud as motorsport fans, you know, not just Speedway fans.
Oh, definitely.
But next week, just let everyone know, next week we move into our Daybreaker Rally build-up. So the next 2 weeks after tonight will be the Daybreaker Rally build-ups and the Daybreaker Rally the following week, and then we'll be back into our North Island tracks, talking to our North Island tracks. So there's something for you to look forward to if you enjoy watching the show. Yeah, we'll do that, and but Daybreaker Rally, you know, I think they're still looking for volunteers. If you can make it, go down there and be a volunteer. Be a volunteer. And Paul and Tony will well look after you. That's for sure.
Oh, look, they treated you well when you went down the south as well, mate. You loved it. You enjoyed that whole trip as well. And the coverage that they got through that, bringing back an event way down the bottom of the south that was, disappeared for so many years was bloody cool. We're going to head overseas. So let's head overseas to the UK and catch up with a young man that joined us. It's Tuesday morning and it's just gone like 8:35 over there. Everyone's been hanging out to see this young man come to join us. Trent James, mate. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning or good evening to you guys.
So, when did you arrive over in the UK, mate?
Got here Friday night. Drove straight to Bradford from London Heathrow. Drove straight to Bradford. Got to Bradford about 11 a.m. No, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And then went pretty much straight to the track the next morning and raced.
I want to talk prior to all of that, you arriving in the UK at 11 p.m., getting to the track and everything, because prior to this, there was a lot of fundraising events. There were a lot of people that helped out in many ways to get this for you to happen, get over there, mate. So many got involved there, right? You had so many great nights to celebrate and to enjoy and fundraise. Got to thank so many people.
Yeah, Ewan and Speedway Garage, and then the club got involved with it as well to help fundraise me to get over here. That night was really successful, raised a bunch of money to help me get here. And then, Pete and Asher and everyone else that donated prizes and that for us to auction off.
It's quite... oh, sorry, kids.
No, Karen,
it's quite humbling, isn't it, Trent, when you see the support you get from the Speedway family when it's needed, isn't it? Like you say, like people donating prizes just so you can make money and go over there and race and represent us on such a high level, mate.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome to see when everyone joins together to help achieve something.
Yeah, 100%. How was the long flight, mate, going over there? They tell me it's a pretty long flight going from here to... How'd you handle that?
Oh, that was horrible. I think I made about an hour, then I was already sick of sitting there, but just had to wait it out.
Well, you mentioned his name in that little start there, Pete Rees. Pete Rees loves that flight, eh? It's the best flight. He talks about the time, he raves about the flight to the UK, not even. But it's a big flight, mate, and you got there, and what kind of unfolded as soon as you arrived? You just, chilled out for a little bit or straight into it?
Oh, pretty much straight into it. Bloody got our van that we hired and drove straight to Bradford.
So people have seen the updates from you on the racing side of things. So give us the latest update. What's been going on there and how's that been going? I know you didn't kind of like the one of the side walls there as well, but what's it been like overall?
Yeah, it's been good. It's definitely different racing over here. The cars bend a whole lot easier. They aren't as strong, I don't believe. The track down one end at Bradford was like real wet and dry, and the other one was black, so that was a bit different. But all just something different.
Hooks and I, and everyone knows back here in New Zealand, mate, when you're on the track here on our tracks, you've got a heavy foot. We can hear your bloody car revving at the top end of the limiter, Mate, what are you doing over there? You just got foot flat or you just kind of feathering it around and getting used to it because it's a whole new deal?
No, it's definitely down the black end. It was definitely feathering it. As a surprise to everyone, there were actually a few people that came up to me and congratulated me on my throttle control. So.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome. So what happened when you tell us off before we started, mate? What happened there? You tried to ride the wall, and what happened?
Oh yeah, so on the second day, there was a white and yellow roof race. I started off near the back, and I managed to pull my way up to second, and then we were going along. Then I came up behind first, so I dove it into the corner, managed to get up the inside, and then I kind of like slid up a bit, like how you do in New Zealand, and isn't too bad. You normally just tap the wall or whatever, and you're away again. But over here, since the wall was wire ropes with just like a bit of board or something around it, I kind of hit it, and then it sucked the car in. And then I was trying to get off it, trying to turn off it. And as I finally turned off it, it then launched me to the infield. And I ended up smoking one of their concrete blocks that they had in the middle and blew that to pieces. So, yeah, you can't really tap the wheel to help you get around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the speeds? Because the super stocks here in New Zealand are up there, mate. You know, and we've seen it at the big title meetings. They're up there when they're racing them at the club meetings. What kind of speeds? Is it very similar over there?
Oh, I'm not too sure, really. It's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of a bit hard to tell since here you go into the corners so square, so as you come in there, you're hard on the brakes, like
Okay.
you slam the thing down, and then you get on it down the straights. So I think in New Zealand, like you come into the corners way hotter and you carry more speed around it. But yeah, the cars definitely have power. You can't just put your foot down.
Yeah. So that's the part of getting into the racing over there, the very first part of it. So what's the rest of the trip looking like for you, Trent, and everyone that's with you?
Oh, just doing a bit of sightseeing mainly for the next 2 weeks. But there was, I did get offered to go to Holland and possibly do a meeting there, but still unsure what's happening with that yet.
Yeah.
We haven't had much on that. Apart from that, we're gonna do a practice at Skegness for me in my world final car, so I can get a feel of that and driving on tarmac, and yeah, the big world final.
Have you had many tell you the difference? Try and explain the difference between driving the tarmac and the dirt to you over there.
Yeah, the Gilbanks who I ran that car that I'm running the cars under, they were giving me a little bit of it while we're at Skegness, while we're at Bradford, but yeah, apparently it's a whole different thing compared to Shell again.
So what was a couple of difference they said for you to expect, mate? Like, did they say you have to drive a lot different, or what were they sort of saying to you in aspect to that?
Yeah, I think it's more. It all turns into a bit of a train type thing. Apparently, you have to hit your 4 marks around every corner, and if you missed your mark, then you're just going to be going backwards. So, yeah.
It's like a bit of a freight train, really, eh? And because you got different type of wing setups, the cars are a lot different on Shell in the tarmac as well. So, oh well, that's what's happening there. All right, someone's gonna ask, what's the gills like over there, bro? Come on, tell us.
Oh, yeah. You know, can't really touch on that. Might end up getting myself in trouble, but nah.
So they got your Snapchat. You got your Snapchat out there?
No. Had no ads on the Snapchat, so
Oh, what?
A bit dry on that one.
Oh, it's a bit slack. Come on. Oh, good on you. But you're enjoying it, eh? You know, that's the main thing. It's been a lot of work over here back in the country over there. You're smiling. That's the main thing. And you enjoyed it. And you were telling us off here as well after each race, they graded and everything like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it was just that meeting at Bradford, but yeah, after most races, they had the grader and the roller out fixing up the track every year. It was different because, yeah, normally in New Zealand, we don't really have that, and the grader doesn't really normally need to go out, but yeah, it was going out a fair few times in the weekend.
So actually, at your young age, how different is it, you know, compared to what you're used to here when you've got the big pits and in New Zealand and what you're used to traveling to? So how different is it, like when you arrive there, what's happening in the pits? I hear different stories. They drink a fair bit of piss there, to be honest with you. But, you know, what's the whole difference in your mind?
Oh, yeah, it's fairly similar.
Okay.
Yeah, they all bloody pits are your pits, I guess, but they
Yeah.
go through. Oh yeah, they go through scrutineering and all that the same pretty much. So
All right.
yeah, not too different. And yeah, they sure do love a good piss up over here.
I knew I'd get it out of you in the end. All right, mate. Is there anything else you want to add before we continue on and you get into your Tuesday? Anything else you want to say to everyone back here in New Zealand, everyone that's been following you via the Facebook page and everything like that?
Just thanks to everyone that's been supporting me. Yeah, we'll be keeping the Facebook page up to date and all of that. So yeah, just big thanks to the Gilbanks family and everyone over here that's welcomed me in and put me under the arms and all that pretty much, and made sure I'm sorted for everything.
That's awesome, mate. So how out of 10, how have you rated your trip so far out of 10, mate?
Well, it's been pretty cool. But pretty much a 10, I suppose.
That's what we like to hear. You got a lot of support here, mate. There's a lot of people putting messages through that are really proud of you, and you're representing your club and your country spectacularly, mate. So keep going.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Yeah, that last race of the weekend in the Grand National, managed to get second in that with losing brakes about halfway through the race. So would have been interesting if I still had brakes.
Hey, well, look, everyone back here in the country know that we'll keep an eye on what's happening with everything you're doing online and that, and look forward to watching the finals and everything. And you're doing a great job. Whoever's doing the updates on your social media with the videos from within the grandstands and just keeping all the people back here in New Zealand up to date with how you're going. It's been real cool. Got to say, though, I love the poster. That's a cool as poster that's been produced, bro. So, wicked is, eh?
Yeah, that's all been done by Display in Wanganui. That was all pretty much left up to them, so they have to get all the credit for that.
So when are you back on track back here in New Zealand? So once you've done this whole UK thing, when are you focusing to hit the tracks back here in New Zealand?
Should be opening. I aim for. Like Pete said before, my car's nearly done there, so hopefully by the time we get back, we can get that finished, and hopefully make Wanganui opening, and just kick back into it like normal.
Wicked, bro. All right, you go and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday while it's Tuesday evening here, and you have a good day. And wish you all the best, and to everyone that's with you, safe travels around the UK. You know you got New Zealand back here watching you with the updates, mate. And keep smiling, and give it shit, bro. Go hard.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time out too, Trent. We appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, all good.
Thanks, bud. Yeah.
Here we go. That's
he's having a ball. He's having a ball over there, Kins, isn't he? It's looks like he's having an absolute ball. Oh, there you go, down the bottom there. Facebook, Sharp as Motorsport. Go and give them a like, give them a follow. Get behind this young man. He's doing a fantastic job. He'll be joined by a couple more Kiwis in a couple of weeks, I suppose, or in a few days. Who knows? We got young Caleb Ashton and Tyler Walker heading over there. So we wish all of them the best together and hope they can. Well, they're doing us proud by just being there, aren't they, Kins?
Oh, definitely. And when you think those two you mentioned, like Tyler and Caleb, look, there's been so much fundraising to get those two over there as well. We caught up with Lala about a month ago and spoke all about the build up to that. We caught up with Tyler as well recently, and the same thing. They just appreciate the Speedway community and many others who are associated with those fundraising events because it's not a cheap gig to get over there, and they're over there representing our country. And take a look at young Trent smile, mate. You can tell he's enjoying it. Everyone that's with them as well. So give them a follow, like you say, on their Facebook page. It's one way to keep in touch. And with these young ones, dare I say it, they do a lot of social media interaction. Big welcome to Wayne Ott and Ian Wilson. Who else we got here? Kerry Russ, Thomas Scott, Mike Kuhn, Pete Rose, Mark Goodman, Ellie O'Brien, Simon Smith. What do we got here? Good evening, Kins and Booker, Race Florida Pro Wrestling fans. Michael, hey, wrestling fans in Florida Pro. Rob Maybe, Matt Pickard's watching as well. Madu Goodley, Cody Meads, who else? Riley William, and the list just goes. I will keep going through as a show. Tracy Vincent, Josh Lockett, Mike Johnson. So wicked is, and Mike obviously being from Ocean View Family Speedway. He'd be proud of Trent and everyone that's over there. Anyway, we're going to continue on with our Rees build-up books.
Well, we got the final track on the Rees Tour of us tonight, which is the fantastic Woodford Glen Speedway down there in Christchurch. It's their last stop on the tour, the two-nighter. But we got them on tonight to talk about their pre-season, their upcoming season in the tour. So let's get into it. Let's hear what and we've got. There is Ivan is here to represent the club president. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, guys.
Mate, season. Hey, what's been happening with the off season?
Oh, is there an off season?
No, you're right.
Mate, we're a lucky club. We've got a paid promoter in Steve Lennon. We've got a paid caretaker and groundsman. So that's a massive task taken off myself and the rest of the board, so we can carry on doing things behind the scene.
How cool is that? You know, when you got, like you say, paid people who are in there doing that work, you know, makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And, you know, like Woodford Glen, it's a big monster now. You know, we've got second highest club membership in the country. So, you know, it takes a lot there. As I say, there's no off season. We're lucky we freehold, own everything out at our venue. So it needs maintenance, needs updating.
Yeah.
As you know, we've got the Woodford Glen shop. So Steve bases himself out of there, works out of there. All the profits from the sales out of there go back into our club, which is really good, supported by people all around the country. We sell a lot of stuff and send it all around the country.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
cool. Yeah, I got to. I think I got to go into that shop and have a look when I was down there. Oh, well, that was the last Rees Tour. I was actually on the tour, but I was in the last thing. But Fluffy took me around to that place, and it's quite an amazing little shop you have there. I remember we had someone in Kinser talk about it to us a few weeks back, how they were blown away. They could go in there and buy their tickets for the weekend to go watch Speedway.
Yeah, exactly. We sell tickets out of there on our big meeting. Well, every meeting you can do. We've got online like most tracks nowadays, but sometimes people still like that face-to-face action, and they go in and talk a bit of smack with Steve about their favourite drivers and their past drivers, and yeah, they have a look around and they can buy merch, can buy tools. Coke Tools has been our naming rights sponsor for a number of years now, and we stock all of their product in our shop.
Do you think in your mind, Ivan, when way you're talking about it now and what you've said is a real good way for Speedway here in New Zealand to professionalize themselves? The way you've spoken to me about this in that intro is the marketing of the track, the facility in the city, and what you've done is achievable, is what you're saying. And it's good, the tickets and how it's a business. You've got people getting paid. I Why can't this happen around some of the other big cities is what I want to know. You know, when you got the four major cities, say Auckland, Wellington, and say down south. Because I think it's a brilliant idea what you've created.
Yeah, well, it was been brought in before my time. I've been president now. This will be my 8th season. Prior to that, Glenn Marsden. It was brought in by Lewis Dawson quite a
Yeah.
while ago, promoter, yeah. Got on board with Koken, and it started out. And as I say, now during the winter months, we've got income coming into our club.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs
Yes.
don't have. So we've got income, regular income coming through by having the shop facility. You know, like we're hopefully the cheapest. If not, we'll try and match it. We can get all your Alpine Stars, your chicanes, all that sort of gear. We work with customers and we bring in stuff from America. You got all your tear-offs and all your gauges and batteries and jacks and you name it. We if we haven't got it, we will try and get it.
Oh,
Wow. I'm impressed.
very cool.
Well
very
done.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well done to everyone that's been associated around it. I think it's a bloody brilliant idea. And tell you what, it's a track that obviously puts Speedway right at the forefront, especially down there in Christchurch and using Woodford Glen. Let's get into the season though, mate. Obviously, September's only around the corner. Dare I say it's officially the last week of winter. We got spring starting on Sunday, the 1st of September. That means in 5 and a bit weeks, daylight savings will start as well. That also means you got pre-season practice coming up. You got a couple of those on the 20th of September. You've got the 5th of October and the 9th of October.
Yeah, correct. So we normally run 3 practices, 2 days and a night practice. So everybody can get a chance to get in and have a run. And some people have itchy feet and they're ready to go. Others will be waiting for engines and waiting for bits and pieces. But yeah, we run our 3 practices before our opening meeting.
All right. Then you got the opening night, which is the 19th.
Yeah, which is our Moller and Young Trophy Challenge. What do we dish out that night? 40 or 50 odd trophies.
Wow.
No prize money that night.
Wow.
It's all on trophies for that whole meeting. Moller and Young, a trophy manufacturer here in Canterbury, and have been that naming rights sponsor for our opening meeting for years. And the trophies go down for every grade down to 5th place.
Wow.
That's
See,
cool, eh?
I'm telling you, you're probably wondering why I'm acting like that, Ivan. And what it is that as we've progressed with this series down the South Island with all the clubs, each club tells us something that just blows our mind, and we feel like the South Island clubs are just setting a standard in our sport, and I think it's fantastic like that. You know, every class gets a trophy down to 5th on your opening night. Awesome initiative. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a real good one, and it makes for good racing. You know, we have full fields, and it makes a really good night for our opening night. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, I suppose the next big one, though, it's at the end of October, mate, and every track just about has it. It's the fireworks extravaganza. You're going to get a full house, no doubt.
Yeah, we do. Fireworks is big. And Steve, our promoter, is very clever, has been for a long time. We're the first ones in Canterbury to run a fireworks display. Have been for years. Even beat the Christchurch City Council on that for their displays. So we get in first before everybody else. And yeah, we have a full crowd. You get a lot of people new to Speedway that only come for the fireworks meeting because it's a family deal. You know, like a lot of tracks, we've brought in the LED lights. You can flick them on, flick them off nowadays a lot quicker. So we time it with the airport because we're under a flight path. So we've got a time frame that we have to deal with, and we're in control with the airport, and we get a time slot, and that's when we've got to let them off.
Wow.
Oh, there's some interesting information that gives you.
Yeah.
Planes go, boy. Hold up. Okay, go.
Shit.
Oh, I love that.
Hey,
but it's a huge night. It's a really good night. And, we spend a heap of tin, like everything. Fireworks displays have gone up all around the country. So, yeah. But, hey, it brings people through the gates.
Well, exactly. If you bring your families love to go watch fireworks, and you're beating the bloody council, which is a big ups to you, mate. So it's a good bloody thing. But, those families that enjoy that, they could come back, have some more hot dogs and watch cars race around as well. So it's a great initiative. It's a brilliant initiative. November, you have quite a bit going on there, mate. You got your Super Saloon Super Cup on the 9th. A couple of weeks later, you got your mainland stock car teams champs. That's on the 22nd and 23rd, but also the South Island Saloon Series. So you got a couple of big meetings during the month of November.
Yeah, we have. November's a busy month for us with the Super Saloon Series. It draws all the Super Saloons from around the South Island that enter the series, and they go all over the place like some of these other ones, and it's all on points over that night, and you get a round winner and then out to the whole series. So we get to see some good racing with those guys. You got your Ian Bursons out of Nelson, and then you got Malcolm Nartai and so forth. In their cars here, Richie Taylor, Trevor Elliott. So they all get involved in it and on board. A couple of boys from Dunedin, Terry Soper, then the guys from Invercargill and that. So yeah, they come around and they're pretty good. And then the mainland stock car teams, good event. We picked up a couple of North Island teams last year, and they're coming back down again this year. From all accounts, from what I've been talking to, I think there's maybe a little bit of uncertainty with one of the teams, but yeah, definitely they're coming down, and it's a good meeting. It's something that the South Island need, and it's good that the North Islanders are coming here, so it gives the guys a bit of an experience before they go to the national teams champs.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, talking to Ian Burson, no doubt you would have seen it if you're on social media, the new car.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Hopefully we'll see Ian down here at Woodford Glen, giving it a run. He loves travelling and loves supporting our track, so yeah, hopefully he brings the super stock down as well.
Yeah, looking pretty sharp. Hey, this is going to be a massive meeting early December on the 7th. And for everyone that's been part of your wonderful track and in any way and form, why not get out there and celebrate 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years. It's a big milestone for the club. We're putting on obviously a meeting on the 7th of December. And a lot of people don't actually realise the very first meeting in 1974 was Saturday, the 7th of December.
Oh, wow.
It's just coincidental that this year, Saturday, the 7th of December, is our 50th on exactly the same date. So,
wow.
We're running our national classes that night. And there's going to be life members there. There's going to be all sorts of bits and pieces going on during that night. We're having a function on the Thursday night for life members, and we'll open it up to general members and stuff like that. Limited to numbers, obviously. And then we've got a function on the Friday, some golf and stuff like that, and then Friday night a few drinks at the club rooms, and then a race meeting on Saturday.
Wow,
that's pretty cool. It's just everything's the same, hey? That blows me away. That same date.
It's going to be really good. And our very first president, Lindsay Richards, he's going to be there. Him and Tim Saville. Lindsay started a few years ago and got a bit of ill health, but he's doing a book which we're launching on that weekend, 50 Years of Woodford Glen. Quite a big book with a whole heap of information in it.
Okay, I was just going to ask you about that, whether or not you're going to do a book, and I know Jace comes down your way and does the streaming and everything, whether they're going to do some special thing around it. Just to hear those stories of
Yeah,
50
so
years, it's cool.
yeah, so we'll have the Pits Media are going to be there live streaming that event for us,
Cool.
and we're going to have them there on the Thursday night because we've got guest speakers coming in from Zimbabwe, Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, Errol Inwood's wife and kids are coming out. He was one of the founding members, part of the surname is part of the actual name. So she'll be a guest speaker as well, and Lindsay and a few other people that we've got lined up. So yeah, it's going to be a great night. Just meat and drinks and nibbles and talk about old stories and have some interviews, and we'll get Jace to film those and play them before the live stream on the Saturday.
We love that stuff, man, because we go to tracks and we'll spend ages in club rooms reading all the history and stuff, Akins. And that just sounds like a fantastic event tonight, just full of history, and the whole thing just sounds like it's just going to go off just perfect.
Yeah, hopefully it does, and it's
Yeah.
hey, that'd be a good start to our your Christmas season, celebrating our 50th year. So yeah, no, we've got plenty of interest from North Island competitors actually to come to that meeting. So yeah,
awesome.
we've got probably 3 or 4 Superstock guys coming down for it. So they're talking of actually leaving their cars possibly in the South Island, so they could potentially do the 7th, then do our Boxing Day meeting, and then the Superstock GP. So yeah,
okay.
one ferry sailing, 4 meetings.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. Let's roll and say, obviously, like you said, on Boxing Day, once you got through your Christmas food and opening up your presents, you can go watch some racing with the Boxing Day wrap race, the Demolition Derby. But then, of course, you made mention when it starts into 2025, what a way to see the brand new year in with the New Zealand Superstock GP.
Yeah, exactly. And that's our pinnacle meeting for the year because it's a New Zealand sanctioned title. So we'll be putting a big effort into that and big 2 nights. Hopefully the entry forms will get approved by Speedway New Zealand shortly so we can get them out. They've been sitting in their office for about 6 to 7 weeks now. So Steve's real anal. He likes to get things out early so guys can make arrangements. So we're just waiting on them. I suppose with the change of board and that, we've just got to wait our time.
Yeah. Oh, it'll happen, and it just makes sense. And we just spoke about this, I think, last week or week before. The GP and having it close, not just in super stocks, but any class. Want to have the GP close to the NZs and very similar, because straight after this weekend, people are going to hit up Nelson, and do the NZs, and it just makes sense, eh? It builds up numbers for the GP is what I'm talking about here. Because if you take a look at the previous seasons, sometimes those numbers at the GP aren't as big.
Yeah, exactly. And Steve, we talked about it at our board meetings with Steve because he attends all of those, and put it that week before. If we waited the week after, we probably wouldn't have had the numbers because everybody would be going home to get their cars ready for the World 240s. Yes. So you've got to do what's right. One ferry sailing and have it in the same island within a 4.5 hour drive. It's common sense, isn't it? Gone are the days where New Zealand titles in Invercargill and the GPs in Auckland, it's just doesn't foster the sport.
Yeah, sometimes you don't hear those 2 words, common sense, being used as much as we would love to be honest with you, mate. And you don't have to be a bloody rocket scientist to work it all out. February, you've got the Canterbury Stock Car Modified, Youth Mini Stock Champs as well. And then a couple of weeks after that, the Canterbury Street Stock Saloon Production Saloon Champs as well. So a couple of big meetings there.
Yeah, there are a couple of good meetings there. February is obviously a hard month for most tracks. You got the teams champs, and then obviously there's New Zealand titles all around the place. So you lose a lot of your premier classes for that end of January, February period. But we've still got enough cars there that we've got other Canterbury champs that we can throw on and put those ones in.
Hey, you mentioned February and teams champs, obviously. Congrats to the team down there going with the teams champs, mate. There'll be no doubt amped in February to head back up to Palmerston and kind of do the triple.
Yeah, well, it's a hard thing to win once. Canterbury's been lucky to go back to back. By all means, it'd be a great way to fill our years going 3 times. But mate, you got to win your first race on the first night, and then your second one, and worry about the second day the next day. So there's we've still got a good core group down here. The Superstock class has actually exploded down here. We're going to be running 30 local registered cars down here on a regular basis. These cars just popping up all over the show, which is good for us. Superstocks took a bit of a hit there for a while. Obviously, Malcolm Nartai supplied half the field for part of it. But yeah, hey, there's a lot of young guys coming out of stock cars and mini stocks, and they're buying not bad gear, you know. So this the competition down here is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, wicked. Sounds good. We're moving to March, mate. State of Origin, you got that all going on through the Street Stock Saloon Series. It's on the 1st.
Yeah, the state of origin street stocks. If you haven't witnessed this, it's one to watch. Mate, these guys just go balls out. They just wreck some gear. It's yeah, it's a good meeting. So it's pretty hard to win that one. So yeah.
One that's hugely popular, especially with the super stocks and stock cars. This gets bigger all the time. The 7th and 8th of March, the Battle of the Stocks.
Yeah, it's my favourite meeting of the year by a long shot. X racing, X stock cars and super stocks. It's by far my favourite, and it's just nothing like 32 super stocks starting off and getting into it. How, for people that don't know how a Christchurch car gets into that event, it's on club points leading up to it. So that's how they enter. All the drivers know that. It's on season club points up to a certain cutoff, and then it's invitation only for the North Island competitors. And yeah, hey, that meeting's just grown, and then by adding in the stock car side of it as well, and then sponsors coming on board, you know, we have the TWS top 10 shootout, which is always good, and there's always big money up for that. And young Levine took that money off us last year, so yeah, so it'll be back down a wee bit this year. But hey, it's a great event, and yeah, it's one that's the guys get right into. It's just real hard, fast racing with a lot of cars and massive trophies at the end of it.
Oh, I was gonna.
We caught up with Scott Tennant a little while back, and he put a bit of a challenge out there because young Blair Eulenberg replicated Dad's car from back in the day. You know what I'm talking about here with the Eulenberg look and everything. And Scott said to us on our show, he says, why don't we try and do a retro car during that event, that type of thing? How cool would that look? You know, like you said, the 50 years, the memories and the sharing that stuff. It'd be amazing. Yeah, so what say something, Books?
I was just going to say, I thought that Steve had put out to him saying that they were going to challenge people to do the retro look this year.
Yeah, we did. We were talking about doing it for the 50th. We did it at the prize giving for the Battle of the Stocks, and said it's our 50th year. Wouldn't it be cool for Battle of the Stocks come retro? So you imagine the Joblins turning up in some of their old kit, you know. Just to name one, that turns up. Some of the Ashtons, you know, how many generations of them are running? You know, they could turn up in some older kit. Blair Eulenberg, for example. So I know young Braden Lennon. There was talk of him doing something similar to what his father's old setup was. You know, so you just have to wait and see what comes up.
Oh.
The worst thing for us kids is we'd love to go and see that because of all those liveries, but it's the weekend before the start of the Rees Tour, so it's just so it looks like we'll be purchasing the Pits Media's live stream. I think I'll be purchasing that because if those all come out in retro, mate, I'll be sitting in front of my screen drooling.
Yeah, you can imagine the Levine boys decked out some of Al's first get-ups, you know, from when he was racing stock cars and that.
Yeah.
Oh, it would
so
just
many
bring
good
back,
ones.
so many going to bring back that retro memory stuff. Most sports do it these days, you know, and coach, you know, whether it's league, rugby union, like Super Rugby as an example, the V8 supercars. How cool would it be?
Exactly.
And just to kind of commemorate and celebrate your 50 years as well. I think it's a cool thing. Then, of course, let's talk about it. The Rees Superstock Tour. There's been a lot of hype around this. We do have Pete joining us real soon. It coincides with the modified invasion. It kind of wraps up the big tour. This is pretty cool on the 28th and 29th.
Yeah, it is, and it's good. You know, like Pete's put in and his team have put in a big effort. You know, they tried doing it a couple of years ago and it got put off. But it's good to see it's back on the deal again. And partnering up with our modified invasion, which is always our end of year meeting, and we get good turnout from North Island competitors in the modified. And now you ramp that up with a heap of super stocks and stock cars or whatever else is coming with them. Yes, it's going to be a hell of a weekend to sign off.
Well, there's actually talk that there'll be modifieds on the Rees Tour, so that's still to be confirmed properly. But I mean, I was talking to somebody last night, Mr. Brad Lane, and he's keen as, along with a lot of others that are keen to just do that whole Rees Tour and end up in that final meeting with you, you know. So that's exciting because we love our open wheel stuff, me and kids. We love watching our modifieds and so we like all the speedway, like you've got your premier classes and then but I mean we love watching all of it. But hey, so
exactly.
before someone's going to ask, because we get it every week each time we talk to a promoter or president about the Rees Tour, camping.
Yeah,
camping allowed at the track.
We do allow camping, but the best way is to email the secretary's email address on our Woodford Glen website and get into it early, because we only have limited amount of camping. They've got to be self-contained, because we don't have shower blocks or anything like that, like some of the other tracks. But yeah, by all means, email the club secretary and get your name on the list, because you like every track, your car park's only so big. So by the time you throw a whole lot of camper vans in there, we do have an area that we put them. And yeah, Battle of the Stocks weekend, we have people camp. New Zealand Superstock GP will have people camp. So there's no reason we can't do it for this meeting as well.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool is.
So no tents for that one down by you guys?
Probably send it through and the board will make that final decision. Depending on
because we've been talking, sorry to interrupt, but as we're talking to different tracks, they have said tents are okay, and we're sort of saying that if you're allowed, then we're telling people make sure that you're responsible for your own rubbish and your own cleanup, because we need to show respect to the tracks for allowing this to happen. So that's a big thing we're saying, is you take your rubbish with you. Yeah,
exactly. And as I say, we haven't had tents at this stage. We've been pretty firm on self-contained camper vans or buses or whatever they may be. If we start getting into tents, you've got a tent, then you've got the car and all that as well. So there's your room, depending on the size of the tent. But hey, send it through and we can discuss it at board level and get back to you and let people know.
Cool. Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah. Good on you, Ivan. Thanks for clearing that up. So that's the easiest way to go to, as I mentioned. Just check out that website, and on there you'll see information we can get in contact with the secretary. Just lastly, Ivan, mate, you cannot run this track and everything without your volunteer workers.
Yeah, that's like every track. We have over 100 volunteers on a race night. Then you've got all your Speedway New Zealand officials. It takes a big effort, and like every track, struggling for volunteers. So like we tell all our members, don't abuse people. They're there to help you so you can go and do skids for 12 minutes a night, and that's what it comes down to when you look at a race meeting. You get 3 races a night, 4 minutes a race, you're doing skids for 12 minutes and you're going to abuse somebody and they don't want to come back. So, but we've got good volunteers that love the sport. Like most, they're all generational family members that have been involved as kids and coming through. We really appreciated all the effort they put in, and we've got some new people on board this year in different positions. So hopefully it's going to be a really good year.
Okay. Look, Ivan, it's been a pleasure having you on our show tonight. Thank you very much for filling in and catching up to give us the whole lowdown on it. You've got so much happening in the Speedway season. Commend everyone behind the scenes, because it takes a lot of work, and like you said, you don't have an off season. It just carries on.
It just keeps on going.
Keeps on going. But I'll wish you all the best for the season. Books and I look forward to catching up with you and meeting you down there at the Rees Tour, or maybe even earlier if you're up in Barmy or wherever you are, and we'll catch up soon, mate. Yeah, we'll definitely catch up. But thank you. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks, Ivan.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Well done. Brilliant.
Awesome.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Wicked.
I tell you what, Kins, these when we get onto the North Island tracks, they better come out with some pretty smart stuff, because these South Island tracks have shown us some pretty good meetings coming up next season, haven't they?
Right, it's one of the places to be down there, like you said. It's twisting your arm and leg to get down there, and maybe you could resign down there and actually reside down there and watch some of the racing. Hey, Caleb J. Miller, good to have you on the show. Dan Holland, Paul Mason, Braden Robinson, Mark Costello.
I just put that up there. Hang on. Sorry.
Got, hey? What's that? Yeah, Maynard Koraheke, Kerry Gates, Connor Auckram, Justin Hutchby, Billy Ben Gilgore, Wayne Norton, Zane Riddick, the Stock Online champion he is, Marcus Rush, Kim Goldie.
I see Horses asking you where the rugby is this weekend, mate.
Is he? Where? Oh, they're down the line, Horse. Takuiti, the old Valley boys. We caught up last weekend at rugby. Oh, yeah. Down the line, mate. I'm not commentating this weekend, got a weekend off. So, yeah, back in a couple of weeks commentating. Live stream and commentating, man. I'll never bloody stop. I'll never stop. Got league this weekend. I've got to commentate league and stuff.
Well, let's bring that bloody Peter Rees in, shall we? And start talking Rees Tour before we have the big Jace come and join us as well. Hey, Pete.
There you go.
Good sitting here.
Just started raining here, so I can hardly hear you.
Oh,
okay. See there. Can you hear us all right now, Pete?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
See, hey, Pete, mate. You know we've been doing the build-up over the last couple of weeks around all the South Island tracks that have been on your tour. How's it been so far to date since we last caught up?
It's actually been good to watch most of those interviews. I missed last weekend's Dunedin one. I got the Cromwell one, but they're as excited as we are, I guess. So that's good to have all that confirmed. And with Ivan just then, we've definitely got all the tracks on side. Behind the scenes, Brendan Learmont's been going hard on the T-shirt. He, to be fair, I didn't like the colour, so he's had that changed, and he just sent me the proof of that 2 minutes ago. So I imagine you're going to get that very shortly.
Oh, I've
tonight,
got it
hopefully.
sitting here ready to go, mate, to show the fans.
Yeah, so that's the official T-shirt, and I've talked to Tony Hurst, the ferryman. He's going to look after everybody as far as ferry goes. So his advice was get in early. The sooner the better. You'll get on. I mean, at the moment, he's not taking any bookings 3 months out, but you go on the list to be first and first served. So his advice was get into it and book. That's a pretty cool shirt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's come up bloody great, Pete. Actually, it's very cool. So it's all done. Big shout out goes out to Cameron Lee at 180 Photography and Design. Done a fantastic job for your Rees Tour shirt, mate. It's got all the tracks on it. It's got one of those horrible cars. What are they called? The
bodiless cars. You're just going to have to get used to it.
Oh. So there we go. But yeah, that's awesome, mate. Those shirts are awesome. But yeah, so I've been talking to Brendan today, Pete, so about some of the stuff for that tour. And I mean, the excitement is out there big time for this tour, including not just the drivers, but the public as well that are keen to get amongst it, you know. But he tells me that so if you want to go on the tour, you are to PM the Rees Race Cars Facebook page, and with that PM, please tell them what part of the tour. If you're going to go all of the tour or some of the tour, just let them know what that you're going to do, what you're going to commit to, so that they know. Now, the main thing behind that, Pete, is maybe correct to say the numbers are right for the track, so you guys can let the tracks know. Is that right?
Yeah, those guys need some warning, to be fair to them, and the volunteers and stuff that help them out. So, you know, if there's 10 going or if there's 100 going, that they just kind of need to be pre-warned.
So, and the other thing too is there's a rumor going around that it's an invite-only tour. It is not an invite-only tour. It is whoever wants to go on it, because it's all about being family fun, friendly, and just all about fun and seeing this country. Is that right, mate?
That's exactly right. And the more the merrier. To a point, hopefully. We don't like saying no. I mean, if we overflow the tracks and there's too many competitors, we're going to have to work it out. But I'm pretty sure with the competitors in the country, it's not going to overflow. So the more the merrier. Definitely not invite. I've had a few people asking about mini stocks, so we're going to email tracks in the next couple of weeks to see if it's on their program. It's not been part of the tour, but if they're on the program, I imagine taking mini stocks is not going to be a problem for them.
Yeah.
As long as they know they're coming.
Yeah, so the key thing is if you are a competitor and you want to be on this tour and you want to join this tour and this fun, then message the Rees Racecars page, and in that message just voice your interest of where you want to start the tour, or if you can do the whole tour, whatever, for numbers and how many. And then it's $100 sort of commitment fee, saying, hey, yeah, we're going to commit to the tour. Here's our $100. But you get that $100 back, or you could trade it for 2 of the Rees Tour t-shirts that instead. So you either get $100 back or a couple of shirts. It's your choice. So when you do all that, just let them know when you send it through. That's right, Pete, I'm correct in that?
That's dead right. And if you want the shirts, let them know the sizes.
Yes.
Let Brendan know the sizes. And I just thinking, I just watched, I was watching Ivor's little talk there. You're talking about tents at Christchurch. Let's not forget, right next door to that track within walking distance is a camping area.
Oh, okay.
So just book over at the camp. I'm sure they'll be willing. That's Dennis Bolt, I believe, still owns that. Is that right?
I'm not sure who owns it, actually. Jace might better tell us when he comes on. So
Yeah, so the camping at Christchurch might be self-contained, but tents and stuff, just book at the camp right beside the track. It's quite simple, but all our other tracks are more than welcome. They've got showers, toilets, and so on. So it's not a problem anywhere else. In Christchurch, hey, it's got a big camping site right beside it.
Well, Ivan's just sitting in the background and he's nodding his head and okay, and it's right. You are right about Dennis Bolton, the facility next door. So there you go.
there you go. So it's as easy as that, really, people, for this tour. I mean, Pete, you must be quite humbled with the interest shown at the moment, mate. You know, like it really is getting some momentum, being so far out from actually happening, but the momentum it's getting is quite real.
Yeah, old Vasey rang me up the other day. He was actually quite shocked that I answered, to be fair, but I was walking past my phone. But he said he's had a lot of people up his way very interested in wanting to know how to commit to the tour and get on the tour. So basically, Brendan's setting up the website, the private message him. He will get a form out within the next week,
Yes.
and you will be added to the tour. And from then on, we'll have a list that we can pass on to the tracks for when we shoot down there in March. But in the meantime, like I say, get a hold of Tony Hurst. He's doing some wicked deals at travel time, and it works out pretty cool because it's off peak in March, so it's away from that Christmas period and that, so the prices will come back for that. And I think last time we booked out about 1.5, 2 boats, so, and he did the job for us, so he's the man to talk to. He said just ring him any time of day, he will answer the phone.
There you go. We'll get that information for you to contact Tony as well. Pete will send it through to me later, and we'll put it on our page for you people. And if you keep an eye on the Rees Racecar page too, Brendan will be updating that and looking after that for Pete and giving you all the information you need. But it's very important that when you do private message that page, that you do give those numbers and what commitment you're going to do, because it makes it easier for their end when they get that form out for you to finalise everything and become part of that Rees Tour. But mate, all the tracks we've spoken to right through this whole series are just pumped for this event, as are the public that have been watching, mate. I mean, the feedback we get each week as we talk to people is incredible.
Yeah, and yeah, like I say, I've been watching interviews, and you know they've all got big seasons, so it's not just the Rees Tour they've got to think about. They're all planning. Like Ivan just said, he doesn't have an off season. I mean, to be fair, we don't have an off season because we're flat out building, and you know every second day I get a reminder that the Speedway's not far away, and at the moment it's raining real hard, and then I just hope it keeps raining for the next couple of months. So no, it's pretty exciting, and I'm real stoked that these tracks are on board, and you know this could be something we could grow for the future every 3 to 4, 5 years. Who knows? I mean, you know, those guys really know how to host us. They really have cool tracks, and people like to travel and see our own country. So that's why the spectators, you know, they're all keen up to follow us, and they're all welcome to stay with us and mingle with us during the night and after the meetings and stuff. So it's pretty something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Pete, just to clarify for these people who are viewing and before they even ask, I know some putting it. The classes that are on the tour, what classes? I know you got super stocks, obviously, and these talks around modified. You got classics?
Well, we definitely got super stock cars and classic stock cars. There's a huge interest in classic stock cars because that class has grown tenfold in the last 3 or 4 years. You can see one behind me, Dave Evans' last ever built real car. It's the first and only space frame he's built. So that's sprint body. So he's gearing up to come down on tour. If the modifiers can get numbers, we'll take them because we end up at the modified invasion in Christchurch. So that's quite fitting for them. I believe Brad Lane and then Ricky Deutscher down the road here is leading that, trying to get numbers for that. Hopefully they can get some South Island numbers. And I haven't asked the tracks yet, but a lot of interest for mini stocks. So tracks will get an email in if they run a youth mini stock class. If they're going to run it on the night, they'll have some visitors if they're welcomed, and so we'll take mini stocks as well.
Well, you're talking about the classics, mate, as well, how good they are. Well, I've just seen Brendan's just put a post up saying congratulations, Terry Smith, 29B old Fireball, and the original Paul de Mensa hot rod is the first official committed car for the tour. So there you go. First one actually officially committed is the 29B, the old Paul de Mensa car owned by Terry Smith Fireball, and the historics going on your tour. So there you go. The first car to commit to a classic, mate, eh?
I was talking to Charlie Harper and Elvis Rowland and stuff here. They had a meeting for their little club, classic club, and there's a lot of interest in that. And they reckon their numbers are 25 plus, so they might outnumber the supers the way they go.
And you talk about Terry Smith Fireball too. He's also put in there can't wait because it's also his farewell year as well. So like we spoke as part of Paul Vasey being his farewell, Terry's just put in there it's his farewell year as well, So hence the reason why he's committed. Way to go, Fireball. Just bloody cool. Everyone's committing no books, that's all I like to hear.
Mate, it's
brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I see old Lonergan's put there, any luck we can get the North Island stock cars changed so he can do the tour as well.
Well, he'll have to talk to his boss. It's out of my league.
Oh, we'll keep you there. We might as well. We've covered most of the stuff there, so people, all that information is really going to start rolling in now on the Rees Race Cars page. We've put the link up. It's in our links of this stream and all the other stuff on the page. You see the Rees Race Cars link. Go there, private message, get behind it because it's going to be epic. But we'll bring in. Says J-Dog there. I saw him wearing some shades before. I don't know what happened to those, but...
well, it's just a bit bright. The light on on Pete's head was just so bright, it was blinding me. So I had to wear some sunglasses. And before that, Ivan McPhail. I thought Ivan had got a bit shorter and a bit bolder, but it was, I thought it was Steve, but it's not Ivan. So, yeah.
So, I was looking at J-Dog sitting there with his glass, and I was thinking, this guy reminds you of something from the WWF back in the day. He's just chillaxing back in there. I was like, what the hell?
I'm just waiting to watch Shorten Street team, so...
Jace, this has been a massive build-up as part of the Rees Tour. Obviously, you're going to be doing the official live stream, and you must be excited to be alongside with Pete and just delivering the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking everybody's money and living it up. No, there's a bit of work behind it. Obviously, it's not just the drivers that have got a bit of work to do. We'll end up taking probably 13 staff on that for a whole week. So we actually put an expression of interest out for our guys that wanted to come on the tour, and possibly give a couple of those North Island guys that haven't had the opportunity. So make it about what the tour is about. It's about sharing experiences and and giving everybody the opportunity to go and see tracks they've never been to before. So, yeah, we've got a pretty solid crew, the A crew coming down to do it. We'll bring our top class van down and we'll make sure it's well covered. We'll do all the rounds as well. So we're not going to cut out like we, would normally do. We're going to make sure we cover the whole lot and, yeah, probably try and work out some sort of deals to make it reasonably cheap for the whole, couple of weeks as opposed to, but the biggest problem we face in relation to that is that tracks have their own promotions and their own idea of what they think their racing's worth. So we leave it up to the tracks, but I'd like to be able to see if we can work something out, and we'll work on that a bit closer to the time, sort of like a bundled deal or whatever,
Sort of like just a big package. You can buy the whole series type thing.
Yeah, buy the whole series, and just make it a bit easier, and we'll just try and split the money up between the tracks so everybody gets their cut, so to speak. But no, hats off to Pete. He's done a pretty good job of organising stuff, and there is a bit of talk about it, especially down these parts. One of the biggest things you'll find in the South Island is that we don't, apart from Christchurch and Nelson, we don't see fields of super stocks, what the numbers. And what we did last time for you, Pete, we opened up the streets, we opened up everything for you, and you just drove through the middle of town on a Friday afternoon, and it's a whole different ball game down here because we don't see them all the time. We probably appreciate them a lot more. So, the fact that they've also taken the time out to come down here, because you know what it's like, people travelling down to this part of the country is unheard of, even for major titles, because it's just too far for them to come. So this is really cool for our town and for, Dunedin and Cromwell, and, everybody's itching to get on that Cromwell track, aren't they, Pete? That's just a whole different ball game, that one. So, yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah, well, and logistically for yourself, Jason, I mean, you've got a huge season yourself with live streams this year, or this season coming, because while the Rees Tour's on, you've still got to send a wagon down to Napier as well, down to the North Island still.
Yeah, we've got a bit going on, and it's been hard balancing it. And if I had to be really honest with you, there's another couple of tracks that we've never filmed at before that are trying to get our services as well, but you can't do everything, and we're quite happy to share the love. There's no two ways about that. But we believe we're committed to the Pits TV's at that level now where people are expecting us to do the bigger meetings, for that professionalism. I'm not saying that no one else does, but it's just to give it that bit of an edge, so to speak. And we have the large following as well, so it does help, with that type of stuff. But am I looking forward to the season? Hell no. I'm a bit like Pete. I wish it would rain for the next 2 months. It'd be fantastic, to be fair. We're ready to we've only just finished our first couple of vans now, so we've got another 2 to go. So, and of course, everybody knows we're building a brand new one as well. So it's, she's all go down this part of the country, that's for sure. And of course, a bit like you, Kins, we've been doing some rugby as well. And, we've got some rugby this weekend and stuff. So just keeping the team busy and keeping their income coming in, because it's a bit hard for them to not, try and make some money over the off season, it's make money for 6 months and then nothing for 6 months, so yeah. Bit harder.
No rest for the wicked, eh, Jace? There's no rest for the wicked.
Well, I'm definitely wicked, big boy.
Oh no! Oh, what the hell? I'm sure Jess told me that too. I'm pretty sure.
She's away flying on a broom at the moment, so she'll be back, at some stage. She banged up her last one, so we're looking around for a new one, actually. So, yeah, we've got a hybrid one, actually. I'll put that video up later. It's quite a hybrid broom. She's going to throw stuff at me. No, she's all good.
But Ivan was talking before about their 50-year thing they're doing, that you're going to be there on the Thursday night. Was that going to be just a recorded session where you record it and then play it, or are you going to do that live for those old heads?
Yeah, we'll probably do both. So for those people that are interested on the night, just a bit like yourselves, Facebook Live, maybe YouTube Live as well, and then we'll record them to be played out on the Saturday night as well for those people that obviously don't get the chance to watch them or whatever the story may be. But we're pretty committed to Woodford Glen this year, actually, to be fair. It's probably one of the tracks we're going to the most, and because they do have quite a bit on, and then as you've alluded to, and as Ivan alluded to, obviously they've had a very, very big season, and that 50-year one, I think it's going to be an absolute ripper, to the point where some tracks have actually changed dates as to not conflict against it, So, I think it's pretty bloody awesome what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, that's something that I would be myself. I would watch that because we love hearing about the history and seeing those old drivers come back and stuff. It's like that Methanol Masters last year. I wished I bloody, after talking and seeing all that stuff, it was just an opportunity missed, basically.
Well, that in itself, actually, Box, is going to be a very interesting meeting because of the fact that Phil Games got unfinished business. Now, for those that don't know, Phil Games obviously losing his eyesight. He's got glaucoma in his eyes. And he spent, he said about $80,000 over the last couple of years trying to keep his eyesight. So he's rearing to go. It's just whether he can actually do it. So that in itself, and obviously now more drivers have come out of the woodwork as well. Some guys that thought, oh, heck, that wasn't going to happen. We may even see the likes of Kerry Jones, multiple New Zealand sprint car champion. There's talk. Bill Buckley said he won't do it, but he'll put his boy in the car.
Yeah.
So, in the sprint car. So there's actually quite a bit going on in relation to that. We actually just had a meeting with them 2 days ago, just making sure that we're committed to it, because they believe that was a part of the success of it was, the amount of media that we produced for that. But what we'll do for the Rees Tour as well, we'll make sure the media as well and truly knows what, everybody knows what's going on.
Wicked, plenty going on there, eh, Jace? You never rest up, mate. You just got so much to do, and mate, you're up and down the bloody countryside and part of the Rees Tour as well. And I don't know how you do it, to be honest.
It's a bit like everybody. I think everybody's got everybody that helps. We do it with our crew, and they're bloody good. And and some of these tracks are obviously racing. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Pete, but Nelson doing a Sunday deal as well. So I believe it's a Friday at Blenheim and then the Saturday, Sunday at Nelson. And that in itself, that's volunteers to come out on a Sunday, man. You got to take your hat off to those guys. Nelson believed that the stream's probably going to be a key part of that, because not expecting to get too many people to rock up on a Sunday, as per also Greymouth. You're not going to get a heck of a lot of people rocking up on a midweek. So that's why it's important that if you want to watch the series or be a part of the series, either way, you're not going to be able. You don't have to miss it. So if you can only make it for a few meetings, all good. Get live, because you can't. We all know you can't beat watching Superstocks live. I think you described it a couple of weeks ago, one of your interviews books, where you're saying to people, standing at Rotorua with 20 odd Superstocks screaming their tits out, mate. It's a bloody awesome sound,
Yeah.
So better than my missus screaming her tits off, that's for sure.
I don't know you're going to say that. I knew you were going to bloody say that.
Oh my God, she's throwing things at me again. But yeah, no, she's it's good, and we're looking forward to it. No two ways about it. But like you said, we've got a big season to get through first, and obviously we'll catch up with you boys quite a bit. And we're doing everything that's major in Super Stocks, North Island, South Islands, New Zealand's GPs, the whole lot, supporting all the clubs. Looking forward to the Rees Tour. The last time we were a part of it, the last time as well. I think I commentated most of it by memory. Looking forward to cranking into it, eh?
Wicked.
And I'm coming out of retirement. I'm coming out of retirement to commentate at the New Zealand Superstock GP at Woodford Glen. Yeah.
Oh,
know.
in the box, eh?
Yeah, in the box. So agreed to do it. So Steve and I spoke about it and said, it'd be good to get you to do it. So it's righto then. So a bit like, it's not the dog box, it's a commentary box, geez. Now, sure. Let them out of the kitchen, mate. This is what happens.
You gotta get people
Hey, if I have black eyes tomorrow, you know why, box. She's been, I'm absolutely looking forward to everything, I suppose, this season. But just a couple of questions I noticed. It is Riverlands Holiday Park right next door to Woodford Glen. It is Dennis's Bolts deal. They'll offer you some bloody good deals this time you're part of Speedway. And they'll be more than happy to accommodate and look after you guys as well. So, and they've got all the facilities and stuff there, and it's reasonably priced. There's no two ways about that. Somebody also asked about wheelchair access. All the tracks have good wheelchair access. When you come to Invercargill, Cromwell and Dunedin, you are able to park your cars inside the venue, which is a bit unique for those guys in the North Island, because I don't think there's any in the North Island to do that.
Just the black tracks.
Everything's sort of sorted there in relation to that. So it's just a matter of you guys getting your campers, getting your tents, and rocking on down to the South Island and come where the real racing happens.
Pete's rolling his eyes. So, Pete, for you guys this season, upcoming season, are you having to sort of limit your travel because of the Rees Tour in the early part of a season, or are you still just going to go about business like you normally would for that?
It's balls out right from day. So our first, I think, meeting is Woodford Glen. We have been asked to do the opening night at Woodford Glen. So we've agreed to do that. That gives us a chance to run all our gear up, obviously, to make sure it's all good to go. So the big van, the main van, will be doing that before it heads up north. But we have all the Huntley Superstock teams. We have everything that's major. The biggest thing for us is getting 30 staff around the countryside. So, 2 vans, there's 13 to 15 that run each van. So that's our biggest logistical challenge. But we're very lucky in the sense that we've got the likes of Scotty Lane that looks after our van up in the North Island. Also, Levine's, the top 10, they look after it when it's at the lower part. We've got obviously a couple of people also like Mark in Palmerston North that does it. So, yeah, it's a nightmare, but we seem to get through it and blunder our way through it, so it's not so bad.
And yourself, Pete, is that will limit with you guys having to do the Rees Tour? You changing logistically your season to accommodate for that, or are you just going to hit it how you normally hit it?
Oh, it's a big financial, commitment, and with the current downturn, because old Jace here voted old Cassinda in a few years back, he admitted it to me. I dare say we'll be thinking about it and seeing, how the season rolls out. But the commitments, the Rees Tour, I was talking to Tony Hurst tonight about the trip to New Zealand and the GP in Christchurch, obviously. So we'll commit to that. North Islands are in Gisborne, our home track. So I think you'll find commitment will go to the bigger meetings, and a lot of people might stay home for the lesser meetings. I don't know. So hopefully the people will commit to, the tour and the bigger meetings, and we'll just go from there.
Have you entered the Rees Tour, Pete?
No, I haven't actually.
I thought you would have been the first. Imagine if you didn't show up for your own tour.
Yeah, I can't afford the $100.
Just get it off the pits, mate. They make thousands each week,
Yeah,
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, apparently. Hey.
Who actually gets paid? I read that somewhere.
Don't start.
I'm surprised Jason didn't say go and ask wins. He normally thinks that up in this
Book is teaching me how to go get a wins quote next week. I'll be away.
Yeah, too much. Too much. We'll just work hard. We'll just work hard, and we'll get there.
Yeah. Look, I'll just quickly before we wrap up, let people know those bullet points that we sort of spoke about. For anybody still watching and want to commit to the Rees Tour, is you private message the Rees Race Cars page on Facebook. Tell them where you're going to start the tour from and what you're going to commit to, and numbers, and then they'll send you a information, a pack or a pamphlet that you got to fill out that'll have account numbers and commitment to that tour, which is $100. But that's not that's money well spent, because you get that $100 back, or you can get 2 of these fantastic t-shirts instead of getting $100 back. So there you go, from 180 Designs. They're fantastic shirts. So there's your front and your back. The picture I showed you on the back. So there's the front of the shirt, and there's your back of your shirt. So you can get hit the right button here to get that. There we go. You can get 2 of those shirts back, or your $100 back. But it's just a commitment, so they can give numbers, because that's very important that we don't leave all the tracks hanging around the South Island. And all tracks, bar probably Woodford Glen, you can camp, tent and camper at the track. But Woodford Glen, we've just been told, beside them by Jason, is a campground that you can go in there and book in there. So, and then we'll put the details up for Mr. Hurst for the book your ferry crossing, and everything, because after that's good. Oh, one more thing too, Pete. We have a stopover. Someone's given us a stopover halfway between during the week, aren't we, for a big feed? And
oh yeah, so it's at a rugby club, which I don't actually know the name of, but it's the T-Horrors.
Okay.
Putting it on, and they race out of Christchurch, I believe.
No, Dunedin.
Dunedin. Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's
So the
Tahura's.
T-Horrors have a rugby club.
Tahura's, yeah. And so
Tahura's.
they put on a big, massive feast. They're bloody wicked. They're well known for it down this part of the country. So have the old spit going, and you should be a good setup. Trust
And
me, they feed everybody very well.
So that's a stop between Cromwell and Dunedin somewhere along the line.
And that's for everybody, isn't it? Drivers and the fans and public.
Yeah, we might have to go to the pattern and kill some more sheep, but
Yeah.
apparently
But
why did too? So they said come, so we'll come.
And the other thing that we'll do as well for you boys to give away is you will give a whole week's of streaming, one free week of the whole Rees Tour, so you guys can come up with an idea on how to give that away as a competition or something that you might want to add in somewhere on the line. So yeah, we'll give something away. Somebody just asked me if I made the rich list this year. No, I didn't. I'm at the other end of the scale on that. So I'm today for a chocolate bar.
As we get closer, there's going to be lots of things like Jason just said. There's a super stock coming down with us that is going to have a guest driver at each track. And that's been organised by Murray Jones and so on. So there'll be a lot of things. I had a guy call in today that owns stock trucks. He'd like to sponsor some stuff down there, some trophies or whatever. So I'd say we'll just grow and grow and grow, and we'll have just wicked stuff like that.
And actually, Marty Jones is going to be one of the presenters for this deal too. True story.
Awesome.
There you go.
It's all coming together. I love it. The whole thing is, I must say, Kins, this journey from top of the south to the bottom has been sort of eye-opening, isn't it? I mean, the amount that we've heard from each promoter about the tour, plus what they do and the initiatives they're doing in the South Island for their seasons has been fantastic. And it's been a real enjoyment and excitement in all these Wednesday nights we've been doing. Today's Tuesday, obviously, but about the excitement around the whole South Island trip and what they're doing down there, mate.
Oh, the whole thing's been impressive, books, you know. How far we got to wait? A short way not, and we'll put in the dates there, mate. But we're not far away. Now, the Speedway season's not far. I think Harrisville starts with the mini stocks rumble coming up in a few weeks' time, September. So it's not far away, like you say. It's not far. We can't wait, mate. March, bring on March.
Oh, just remember, Beachlands and Riverside don't run mini stocks, youth mini stocks either. They run youth saloons.
Saloons, yeah, that's right.
They'll be on the program anyway.
Yeah.
Mini stock guys can be a pit crews that night.
Yeah. They come work for me. Slave labour.
Oh, you're a hard man. You're a bloody hard man. Mate, that's it, books. That's a wrap for the night.
I think so. I'd just like to thank all our guests tonight for coming and joining us and taking the time. Trent over in England, Ivan from Christchurch, Pete and Jace both taking the time to talk to us about it. Keep an eye out on the Rees Race Cars page for all your information moving forward on the Rees Tour. We'll try and promote it as well and give what we can that they give us. Keep an eye on the Pits TV Facebook page. Jace will give you all the updates. He's got a busy season ahead to bring us some fantastic streaming. If you can't make the track, obviously, that's the place to go. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And, yeah, Kins, that's another wrap for the week. Next week, we're all about the Daybreaker Rally.
Definitely, Warren McGee. See you on the tour. We'll see you on the tour as well. So, everyone else. And once we finish your books, I'm going to send the Rees page a message. I'm going to buy me 2 T-shirts.
Yeah. I'm just going to message Brendan, make sure he gets one sugar sack size so it fits me. And what about you, Jace? You want a 2XL sugar sack?
Yeah. Get the old 2-man tent size, Brokeback Mountain and all.
Awesome. Sweet as. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks,
you guys.
guys.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
There you go. It's out now. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now.